Welcome to the Life Giving Podcast, a space for conversations and truth that breathe life into your soul. Whether you're new to faith or needing a fresh breath of encouragement in your walk with Jesus, this podcast is for you. Hello, Life Seekers! Welcome back to the Life Giving Podcast, and we are now on our 8th episode. And I'm so excited on our topic for today. Dahil sa episode na to, we will talk about emotions. Alam mo, minsan kasi we think being strong means hiding what we feel. Pero ang totoo, kapag sinasarili lang natin lahat and we never take the time to face our emotions, it affects not just us, but also our relationship with God and even the people around us. Kaya today's episode is called Don't Bottle It Up. How to Face Emotions God's Way. And I'm super excited because I am not alone today. Again, yes, I have another special guest with me. And this person is one of God's greatest blessings for me this year. We just met a few months ago, but the friendship and the impact she is living in my life is so incredible. Kaya naman I thought of having her here with us today. So friends, let's welcome here at the Life Giving Podcast, Yani Sarabia.
Wow, nakaka-touch naman ang iyong introduction, sis. So, thank you and I'm happy to be here.
Yes, thank you very much then for joining me here today, sis. At I think itong topic na to will really resonate with you. And alam mo, kaya nga natin naisip tong topic na to because it really resonates with you. And yun yung gusto ko, for you to be able to have that passion in talking about this and also for you to be able to inspire people on how to really face their emotions God's way. So let's be real. Diba? Marami sa atin nahihirapan harapin yung emotions nila. And most of us, we suppress it. Talagang pinipilit natin na hindi siya i-express or hanggat maaari hindi siya ipakita sa ibang tao, especially when it's a negative emotion. Parang iniisip natin na okay lang to, lilipas din to. Pero deep down, hindi naman talaga siya okay. 'Di ba? Hindi talaga siya okay. So, I want to ask you, sis, why do you think so many people struggle with facing their emotions instead of dealing with them honestly?
Siguro sis, it boils down from childhood. I think this is really like a Filipino family culture na we're not very open with our emotions.
Yeah.
So there's so much lack of self-awareness. Pero if I can only speak for myself,
Yeah.
the reason that it is very challenging for me to face my emotions, I remember background then, when I graduated after college, nag-work na ako sa Manila, and then after more than 3 years, I work overseas. I am the breadwinner of our family.
Yeah.
And the reason na it's hard for me, as I look back, na hindi ako aligned dun sa emotions ko talaga, is that I have no choice but to be strong all the time. Kasi I had this thought na wala naman akong backup, parang ako lang.
Yeah.
Hindi rin ako sanay na mag-open sa parents when it comes to my feelings or emotions kasi hindi rin naman tayo sanay ng ganun. And parang ayoko din na mag-alala pa sila. So I remember when I was in Manila, when I was in Malaysia, pag every time mafe-feel ko na nasasad na ako, dinidisregard ko yung emotions na yan kasi parang, teka lang, wala tayong time malungkot, wala tayong time magreklamo sa nararamdaman natin or sa sitwasyon natin. Kasi feeling ko at that time, being vulnerable, it's actually a weakness. Syempre, nung nasa 20s pa ako, na I have to be strong kasi parang wala akong masasandalan. Ako lang. Hindi ko siya pwedeng sabihin sa parents ko kasi ayoko mag-alala sila. Ayoko maging burden sa mga friends ko. So the reason na it's hard for us to really face our emotions is, I think number one, yung the world says na be independent and strong.
Yeah.
And then I think one of the main things really is we want to be in control. Na I cannot be emotional kasi ibig sabihin nun, manghihina ako, magiging vulnerable ako, and I cannot control my situation.
Yes.
So, why would I face my emotions? So, isolve na lang natin yung problem natin. And, kasi tatagal pa, sayang naman yung oras. Parang ganun lagi yung thoughts ko before.
Parang yung hurriness din natin, no? Parang minabadali natin na parang feeling natin, sayang yung oras, parang tsaka na lang natin iharapin tong emotion or pinagdadaanan natin ngayon. Kasi marami pa tayong responsibilidad na kailangan asikasuhin, parang ganun.
Yan. So, siguro, coming personal experience, that's the reason na na struggle sa akin nung 20s na i-face yung emotions ko.
Yeah. Alam mo, in a way, no, nakakasad yun. Kasi ako personally, naranasan ko rin yan, being the breadwinner as well of my family, na may mga times that you are super exhausted, you are somehow feeling depressed, anxious, worried, sad, and all that. Pero you always dismiss that feeling, thinking that kailangan pa nila kasi ako eh. Parang tsaka na lang ako, tsaka ako na lang i-resolve kung ano man to, tsaka na lang ako magdadrama or iiyak kasi I don't have the time. I don't have the alam mo yun, yung gift ng time to really do that. Siguro at the back of our minds as well that we're not that important enough to be able for us to do that for ourselves. Parang ganun. And that's really sad. Pero alam mo, kasi kapag hindi natin hinaharap yung emotions natin, alam naman natin it doesn't just disappear. Kasi marami na rin tayong nakita ako personally na may mga tao na they suppress their emotions. There will always come a point that sasabog talaga yung emosyon na matagal na nilang itinatago or sinosuppress. So it shows up in other ways. Sa health natin, like yung iba nagkakasakit sa puso and all that. Yung iba sa relationships, medyo nagiging bugnutin sila, nagiging mainisin dahil nga hindi nila ma-express kung ano ba talaga yung nararamdaman nila. And yes, even in our walk with God, because sometimes it takes us away from our relationship with the Lord. Kasi kahit kay Lord or kay God, hindi natin siya ma-express because we don't know how to express it anymore into words, something like that. So ang next question kasi is ano bang epekto kapag we keep bottling up our emotions instead of bringing it to God?
I remember yung phrase na, if you don't heal what hurt you, you'll bleed on people who didn't cut you.
Ganda
And
yan.
that's really true. And siguro pag-usapan natin spiritual muna.
Yes.
It blocks intimacy with God because instead of bringing Him our pain, we hide it.
Yes.
And sabi nga sa Hebrews 12:15, see to it that no one falls short of the grace of God and that no bitter root grows up to cause trouble and defile many.
Yeah.
Meaning, kapag hindi natin face yung emotions through prayer or surrendering it to God, paano kikilos si Lord sa buhay natin? Hindi mo nga sinasabi sa Kanya na malungkot ka. And ganun ako sis, nung 20s ko na parang sinasagot ni Lord yung blessing, sobrang daming mga bagay na I'm very, very grateful. And kung malulungkot ako, kung mapapagod ako, kung masasad ako, kung madidisappoint ako sa isang sitwasyon, parang ibig sabihin ba nun, hindi ako magiging grateful. So every time ma-feel ko siya, talagang, no, yan, hindi mo pwedeng ma-feel yan.
Parang may ganung stigma sa isip mo.
Yun, ibig sabihin, hindi ka grateful kay Lord. Parang I'll come to God na, parang nagmamalinis ka sa Diyos na, Lord, I'm thankful na binigay mo to, ganyan, na parang gusto mo perfect na i-present yung puso mo kay God. And ganun ako nung 20s ako na nahihiya ako na malungkot or maramdaman yung mga emotions na yun. Kasi ibig sabihin ba nun, wala akong faith kay God? Ibig sabihin ba nun, hindi ako grateful kay God? So, nabablock yung intimacy with God na lately nga, meron ako na-realize na parang, grabe, sobrang sarap palang maging vulnerable sa presence ni God.
Yes.
Pwede pala yan. Pwede palang umiyak while you're praying. Nasabihin mo lang lahat ng nasa puso mo. And dun ko naramdaman na grabe yung grasya ng Panginoon kasi there's joy even you're crying.
Yes.
Kasi nafe-feel mo na andyan siya. And ang sarap maging vulnerable kay God.
Yes.
Kailan ko lang na-experience yon lately lang. So parang ilang taon na ako, 32, diba? Kasi nga for the longest time, nahihiya ako sa Diyos maging malungkot, maging emotional. Kasi parang hindi ako nagiging, parang dinidisregard ko yung strength na binibigay niya kasi nagiging
Yes.
mahina ka pag emotional ka. So, yun yung
Oo.
thinking ko before. But right now, syempre nagmamature yung faith natin, nagmamature din tayo as a person. Na-realize ko na pwedeng umiyak sa presence ni God.
Yes. At ang sarap ng feeling na yun, no, sis? I think tayo rin yung mga naka-experience niyan of suppressing our emotions na may ganyang connotation or thinking na parang, nakakahiya naman kay Lord. Parang binibless niya na nga ako tapos parang hindi pa ako masaya. Or alam mo yun, na parang hindi natin hindi natin nare-remember na alam naman ni Lord yung pinagdadaanan natin kahit hindi natin sabihin. But it's just different kasi when you really tell it to Him Alam mo, as a father or as your friend, na ang sarap lang na naririnig mo sa isang tao na pinagkakatiwalaan ka niya, na sinasabi niya sa'yo yung mga nararamdaman niya, yung mga problema niya, yung mga struggles niya. And it's also a way, alam niya rin na that's why He's inviting us siguro to come to Him with all our heartaches, all our struggles. Kasi alam niya rin yung healing power of really expressing your emotions because He made us like that, no?
Yeah.
Emotional beings. And I think, yun nga yung sinabi mo na parang recently lang, sayang na ngayon mo lang nare-realize na ako rin may ganyan na parang, alam mo yun, na nami-miss out pala natin yung comforting presence ni God dahil sa mga iniisip natin na hindi naman totoo, which is I think lie from the enemy as well na alam mo yun na huwag kang lumapit kay Lord kasi ganito, ganyan, na parang wala naman yung nararamdaman mo, simple lang yan and all that, na parang minimize yung pain natin without knowing that with God, walang small, walang big problems, all of that He is dying to hear from us. And yun nga yung comforting presence niya, no? Yung talagang sobrang nakaka-amaze na when we express something to Him, yung sinasabi mo na ang sarap palang maging vulnerable kay God. Kasi after being vulnerable to Him, talagang yung comfort na binibigay niya sa atin, yung joy despite of the pain, despite of the chaos that we're in, is really undescribable and it's a peace beyond understanding, sabi nga nila.
Which reminded me yung 2 Corinthians 12:9.
Yes.
My grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness. Meaning, paano natin may experience yung grasya ng Panginoon kung hindi tayo magiging weak?
Yes.
And facing your emotions, being emotional for a certain situation, magalit ka, malungkot ka. Kasi even Jesus, nagalit din siya.
Yes.
Na-disappoint, malungkot, mapagod. Yun yung weakness natin.
Yes.
Pero paano magiging maipapakita ni Lord yung power niya,
Yes,
yung
yung
grasya
grasya.
niya. Kung hindi rin natin inaamin na, Lord, ang hina ako today
Yes.
Lord, malungkot ako ngayon I need your grace, I need your power. Na parang hindi lalalim yung intimacy mo with God kung hindi mo aminin na malungkot ka, na kailangan mo siya.
Kasi nagiging wall din siya. Nagiging pretension mo siya na,
Yes.
ito yung nararamdaman ko ngayon masama ang loob ko ngayon tapos lalapit ako kay Lord na hindi ko sasabihin yun, na parang iba yung prayers ko and all that, i-hide mo na parang, alam mo yung parang sinasabi sa atin, Lord, na may gusto ka bang sabihin? Parang tayo, ayaw pa nating aminin. Kasi, hindi, wala yun. Alam mo yun, and it becomes our wall, yung sa relationship natin kay God, which is siguro nga yung intimacy talagang naapektuhan.
Yeah. And sis, na-realize ko din na yung humility, sobrang yung
part din siya
yung
ng
akala
humility.
natin na vulnerability is actually a weakness.
Yeah.
That's actually pride.
Yes.
And by the grace of God, ako very grateful kung ano man yung tinuro niya sa akin during this season na I'm facing my emotions. It's actually humility. Kasi you need so much humility to come at the feet of Jesus, telling Him, I'm weak today, na I'm sad today, ganyan. And yun nga, parang naging pride ko pa yung kailangan malakas ako, kailangan independent ako, ganyan. Parang napakayabang mo naman to think na you're strong enough.
Na parang hindi alam ni Lord.
Diba?
Totoo.
Sobrang yabang mo yan nung 20s. Pero we're learning and we're growing right now.
Ang ganda nung sinabi mo na yun. And also, naalala ko rin yung sa Bible verse na 1 Peter chapter 5 verse 7, cast all your anxiety on Him because He cares for you.
He cares for you.
Yeah. Ang ganda nun.
And then, mentally and emotionally naman. So, repressed feelings build inner tension. So, they may show up as an anxiety, irritability, or even depression. So, like a shaken soda bottle, once pressure builds, it eventually bursts, often in ways we regret or we don't understand. Yun nga yung sinabi ko kanina na if you don't heal what hurt you, you'll bleed on people who didn't cut you.
Yes.
And then I remember, minsan ang dali din nating i-judge yung mga tao na sobrang irritable nila, sobrang bilis nilang magalit. Pero little did we know, meron yun mas malalim na sugat na hindi nila na-face yung sitwasyon na yun nila. Kaya tuloy sila irritable. And even yung anxiety natin, yung depression natin, of course, syempre psychological, hormonal, so given na yun. Kumbaga meron talaga silang ambag. Pero naniniwala din ako na nagmamanifest din talaga sa katawan natin.
Totoo.
Yung mga emotions na hindi natin ilalabas. Parang meron akong napakinggang podcast na yun din yung sinasabi na kung hindi talaga natin fini-face yung emotions, magmamanifest siya sa katawan natin, sa body natin. Kasi yun na yung pinakamalakas na signal na there's something wrong already, yung manifestation physically.
And I think that happens because it's not our design. God didn't design us to hide our emotions, to suppress our emotions. Kaya kapag ginagawa natin yun na hindi natin ine-express kung ano talaga yung nararamdaman natin or pinagdadaanan natin, it affects us physically, emotionally, and mentally. And alam mo yun, totoo yung sinasabi mo, sis, na may mga tao na kaya pala sila irritable kasi marami pala silang pinagdadaanan. And I think doon pumapasok that you really have to give grace to everyone that you meet, that you encounter, compassion talaga. Because may narinig nga ako na if all of us will think that all of us are just healing from something, we will have more grace to people. Kasi lahat naman talaga tayo is healing from something. So, compassion and grace talaga. Ano?
And sis, you cannot be compassionate with people if ikaw mismo hindi mo finish yun. Kasi magiging judgmental ka na, ano ba naman yan? Sobrang bilis mairita, ano ba naman yan? Napaka-iyakin naman, napaka-sensitive naman. Kasi tayo mismo, hindi natin,
you didn't show that to yourself.
Yung emotions na parang, kung ikaw din alam mo na, grabe, yung sadness, yung pain, yung iyak, normal yun. Pero kung tayo nga, hindi normal sa ating na i-face yung emotions, i-judge lang din natin yung mga tao na very sensitive, very emotional, hindi rin tayo magiging compassionate sa ibang tao. We will be very, very judgmental and ganun siya. Na parang, ano ba yan? Kaya mo yan. Parang
nag-iinarte ka?
Kaya ko yun. May ganun. Diba?
Totoo yun, sis. Talagang ang galing no. Talagang it really starts from us. It really starts from within. Because kung, yun nga lang, you cannot give what you don't have. If you don't have grace for yourself, compassion for yourself, how will you be able to give that to other people? So, totoo talaga yun that kung gusto mo na for you to be able to love people fully, unconditionally, then you really have to practice in yourself to love yourself fully and unconditionally. And it starts with facing your emotions.
Yes.
Diba?
And sis, ma-share ko lang, very personal ito, na merong isang tao na nagsabi sa akin na there's a group of people talking behind my back, telling me a lot of things, parang na-judge ako na ng iba't iba, like I'm very intimidating, kumbaga parang they put you on pedestal. And the moment na una ko siyang narinig, parang, parang okay lang yan, hindi ko na naman sila close, ganyan, yun yung initial response ko. And then I prayed to God, and I'm very, very grateful na God has been healing me. Napaka-faithful ni Lord. Lalo na yung pagpasok ng 30s na hinihil na ako ni Lord. And when I see these people telling me things na behind my back, nung nakita ko sila, parang ang nakita ko lang is that maybe they are hurt people. Kasi ang dali namang mag-judge kapag yung sarili natin hindi natin fini-face. And sobrang nagulat lang din ako sa grasya ng Panginoon kasi sabi ko nga, kung narinig ko yon or nalaman ko yon when I was young, in my 20s, baka grabe, di ko na to papansinin.
Immature yung response na.
Na parang kasi hindi naman totoo yan, ganyan. And parang nag-reflect ako na maybe they see me like that kasi ito lang yung chance namin na magkaroon ng interaction. And I respected that na people can say something naman talaga about us. And grateful lang din ako kasi feeling ko nandun ako sa stage ng hinihil ako ni Lord when it comes to emotions na kaya kong tanggapin, na people can say things and that's really okay. Ganyan.
Yeah. Yeah. And ang ganda nun, sis, nung sinabi mo na you prayed to God talaga when you hear that. Kasi alam mo yun, parang yun nga, it's easy to just react na parang, ano ba yun? Ba't nila sinasabi yun sa akin? Hindi ba nila ako naiintindihan?
Maging
Parang
defensive.
Yun, na maging defensive and immature. Pero yung marinig mo yun, that people are talking behind your back and people are doing things to you without you knowing. And to bring it to God and asking God to really give you the discernment and wisdom on how to navigate in that situation, that takes a lot of humility. Sabi mo nga, di ba?
Yeah. Grasya din ng Panginoon yun. Kasi,
yun.
Yun nga, it's another story to tell if nangyari siya 10 years ago.
Yes, totoo
Baka
yun.
maging defensive lang din ako at hindi ko tanggapin yun kasi parang, who are you?
Oo. So, yun nga, na-discuss mo na spiritually, suppressing our emotions limits our intimacy with God because it builds a wall. And also, physically, it really manifests, right? And now, the most important part is what can we actually do about it? Like, for someone listening right now who feels like they've been carrying so much, like, what's one practical step they can take today to start facing their emotions God's way, in a healthy way?
Siguro number 1 talaga, self-awareness muna.
Yes.
Kasi how can you heal something na you're not accepting na needs healing? And yun nga sis, nakikwento ko naman sa inyo na nagkaroon ako ng prayer this year na hindi ko rin alam kung bakit ko siya pinagdasal. But I know within my heart na parang baka meron part ng body ko or ng emotions or ng spiritual na needs healing na I'm not even aware. Parang nagkaroon lang ako ng prayer time na parang yun yung binulong ng Holy Spirit. So I've been praying, Lord, can you heal parts of me that needs healing na I'm not aware of? And then, ang dami nang ni-reveal ni Lord. Kaya perfect din tong topic natin kasi very relatable siya sa akin kasi this year lang talagang, alam mo yung total, hindi man super 100% healed, pero nandun na yung mataas na awareness na, this is something that I have to improve, I have to heal. And then, yun nga, kailangan talaga, aware ka muna, ano ba yung i-heal mo? Kailangan kang magkaroon ng humility to accept na, Lord, I've been so
broken
or kaya boastful kasi ang yabang mo na hindi mo tinatanggap na mahina ka, na kailangan mong ma-feel yung mga emotions mo.
You don't have it all together.
You thought you're independent, you're strong, but hindi talaga. And siguro yun muna number 1, self-awareness muna. And then, bring it to God. Lord, ano pa ba yung kailangan kong baguhin? And then, alam niyo, sa totoo lang, napaka-powerful ng prayer kasi kakausapin ka talaga ni Lord. Just ask Him and He will really answer your prayer. And then, siguro yung mga practical. Number 1, journaling. I've been journaling for more than a decade then. Actually, kahit hindi pa ako super aware dun sa emotions ko, nakakatulong din yung pagsusulat. And mas nagiging tao ka, pag nagsusulat ka, naririnig mo din yung sarili mo. So, mas nagiging aware ka din. So, journaling, sobrang malaking bagay.
So helpful.
Yes, and narinig ko to, yung GTG, yung go to God agad.
Okay.
Pero, nung una ko siya narinig, sabi ko nga pala, minsan kasi naging last resort natin si God. Alam mo, may problem.
Pag di na talaga natin kaya, tsaka tayo pupunta.
Problema, solusyon. Maiinis ka, magagalit ka, hahanap ka ng mga practical solution sa problema mo. Tapos pag walang-wala na, Lord, ikaw na bahala. Sa halip na, si Lord muna. Pwede mo agad sabihin, Lord, napapagod na ako sa boss ko, nainis na ako dito. Tulungan mo naman ako. And then eventually, yung wisdom na mga kailangan mong gawin para mas maintindihan mo yung boss mo, parang kusa na lang talagang maiisip mo siya or Holy Spirit will lead you and will guide you. So, go to God agad. Ilapit mo agad. Huwag mong hayaan na sobrang lalim na nung emotions mo tsaka mo pa lang siya dadaling kay God. Ang ganda nung bring it to God.
Totoo yun, sis. Ang ganda nung sinabi mo na, yun nga, yung go to God agad. Alam mo yun? Kasi most of us, yun nga, pag may nararamdaman tayo na negative emotions, for example, we're tired, we're stressed, sad, anxious, worried, ang naiisip agad natin is to go to external escape. Like for example, me before, my escape is food.
Yeah.
I eat a lot. Sometimes I go out, I travel, hoping that it will make me feel better inside. But actually, it didn't. And also, some of us, like for example, yung sinabi mo na yung boss ko, nakakainis and all that, instead of us saying na, God, tulungan mo naman ako sa boss ko, right? Yung sinabi mo, we just turn to gossip, to tell people about it. So we fall into sin.
Yeah.
Instead of us just being humble to God, showing our humility and letting God into our pain, into our struggle, and for Him to comfort us and give us wisdom. And I think that's why the Lord asks us to be humble first and be open and willing to come to Him with all our negativity, with all our emotions and struggles. Because yun yung nag-o-open ng portal para sa Kanya for His power and grace to come in us and also to work in us and through us. So, ang ganda nun, go to God agad.
Yes,
That's and also the journaling.
Yeah.
You mentioned about the journaling. It's like brain dump. Kala kasi ng mga karamihan is kapag nag-journal ka, dapat magaling ka sumulat and all that. Pero hindi naman talaga, di ba? It's actually just a pen and paper and everything that you're thinking, no fancy words, just brain dump. Lahat lang ng naiisip mo, you have to write it down. Dahil kapag sinulat mo yun at nakita mo kung ano yung mga laman ng utak mo, and nakita mo na, ang chaotic pala, ang dami ko palang iniisip, ang dami ko palang nararamdaman. It's also a part of healing because you can see it. It's not just here in your mind na buggling you every time and the enemy can use it against you. You can actually see it. So that's very beautiful. Journaling and going to God first before anything else.
Yes. And meron akong pangatlo which is practical pero very important din. So, naniniwala din ako na God sent us people. So, share it with your prayer warriors.
Yeah.
Share it with your confidence, with your small circle. Kasi, ipagdadasal ka nila. And ako, I am very, very grateful and feeling ko privileged din yun magkaroon ng small circle. Tayo, praying for each other. Kasi ang mga kaibigan natin were also busy. Even ako, malalaman ko ba na may pinagdadaanan ka pala? Hindi naman mangula yung mga tao na
kasi minsan you can show na happy ka and all that, pero durog na pala inside.
Sis, alam mo, naniniwala din ako na grabe, mas lalalim talaga yung friendship kapag sobrang vulnerable nyo din sa isa't isa. Na kahit sobrang mas lumalalim talaga yung
pag nagiging deep na yung
na nalalaman mo yung challenges mo na parang, ay grabe, mukha lang talaga siyang strong pero ito yung pinagdadaanan.
Dami niya.
And you have to let your friends know kasi how can they pray for you? How can they encourage you if hindi nila alam yung pinagdadaanan? So I guess that's very important to find your core, to find your prayer warriors na I know if you pray for it, God will give you one. God will give you those kahit isang circle of people lang, kahit nga isang tao lang na masasabihan mo, iiyak ka lang.
You can trust na.
Yes, na you can call them right away na, hey, parang nakakainis kasi ganito yung boss ko, nakakainis kasi ito yung nangyari, ito yung nafe-feel ko ngayon, ganyan.
Yes, ang ganda ng sinabi mo na yun, na yung mga prayer warrior. And this really solidifies yung mga sinasabi ko na dun sa mga previous podcast ko, that community is really important. That faith friends is really important because you cannot do this life alone. You can be strong and independent woman or man, pero there will always come a time that you will bow down to pray because you cannot do it anymore at hindi mo na kaya yung bigat ng buhay or yung bigat ng problema. That's why it's really important to have people in your life, even just one person, wherein you can be vulnerable, you can be honest with, na alam mong hindi ka huhusgahan kapag naging mahina ka or nagkamali ka or alam mo yun, nag-struggle ka. And if there's not one person in your life even that you think you can trust about your feelings and your vulnerability, there is always God. And sabi mo nga, go to God agad. Yeah. That's a big privilege already for us to have a God, have a Father that is always ready to listen to us, to comfort us. I mean, no questions asked na doon na kapag may naramdaman tayong negative na may masusumbungan tayo, may malalapitan tayo. And that's a very, very beautiful privilege for us to have that na hindi natin na ma-maximize yung misconception sa isip natin na kesyo hindi okay pa ako, kesyo kaya ko pa to, kesyo hindi naman mahalaga to, kesyo lilipas din to, or we see ourselves as we don't matter, like we are not seen, we are not valuable for us to be able to face these emotions.
Yeah, akala kasi natin pwede lang tayo lumapit kay God kapag grateful tayo, kapag
Yes.
nagpapasalamat tayo sa mga blessing.
Mm-mm.
But if you're sad, go to God. Tell Him. 'Di ba nga yung cast all your anxiety to God? Kasi, yun naman, because God is a loving Father, and
Yeah.
hindi lang tayo lalapit sa Kanya kapag lahat maayos. Pero,
Yes.
ready siya kasi, yun nga, meron siyang grace, meron siyang power to provide that during our weakness season. And
Yes.
sis, ma-share ko lang din, I remember I have my deepest or low of lows season din. And I hold on to Matthew 12:28-29. Sabi doon, "Come to me, all you are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest." How can you
Ganda na.
rest in the presence of God if hindi ka lalapit sa Kanya?
Yes.
Come to me. So it's an invitation. Hindi naman sinabi ni Lord, come to me when you're happy, come to me when you're
Totoo.
celebrating, but come to me, period. And then, He will give you rest. And yung rest na nanggagaling sa Diyos ay hindi kayang ibigay ng mundo or ng
Yes.
anything. Ng food, ng travel,
Totoo.
ganyan. So, yun talaga.
Yes, totoo yun, sis. That the comfort and the peace that God can give, nothing and no one can give that to you except Him. At ang ganda nung sinabi mo na, come to me all you who are weary and burdened and I will give you rest. Like, especially right now, all of us are so stressed. All of us are so tired. And God is already inviting us, just come to me and I will give you rest. But for Him to be able to do that, to give us the rest, the lasting rest that we need, we have to be humble.
Yeah.
To have that humility, to be open para sa pagmamahal niya na yun. And you really have to give time for that.
Yeah.
I mean, sorry to say, pero facing your emotions really needs time.
Yeah.
Healing takes time. And you cannot do that na papasok ka sa isang kwarto na, okay, Lord, ito yung nararamdaman ko. I need healing right now. I have 5 minutes to do this. Hindi naman pwede yun, di ba? Na parang binigyan mo pa ng ultimatum si Lord na, di ba? Yung minabadali mo siya. It really takes time, di ba? So, grabe, sobrang rich ng usapan natin today. And I love all your thoughts, sis, na sobrang helpful talaga niyan. And for you life seekers, for all those who are listening right now, I want you to remember this. God isn't intimidated by your emotions. In fact, He's the safest place to bring them. And I also want to give this life-giving verse. It's from Philippians chapter 4, verse 6-7, and it says, "Do not be anxious about anything, but in every situation, by prayer and petition, with thanksgiving, present your requests to God, and the peace of God, which transcends all understanding, will guard your hearts and your minds in Christ Jesus." So this is a reminder of God's peace that replaces the chaos we feel and when we open up to Him. So we really have to give it to God agad and open up to Him. And sabi nga din sa Psalm chapter 62 verse 8, "Trust in Him at all times, you people. Pour out your hearts to Him, for God is our refuge." So don't bottle it up, my friends. Bring it to God. Be honest with yourself and you'll see how He can heal and even strengthen your relationships. Thank you very much, Sis Yani. I am so pleased that you are here today sharing with us about your emotions, about why we should not bottle up our emotions and how we can express it in God's way.
Yes.
Thank you very much for being here. Thank you for saying yes and glorifying God in this podcast.
I'm happy to be here. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. So, iyon, friends, thank you for tuning in to the Life Giving Podcast. Maraming salamat for supporting this episode once again. And if this episode spoke to you, share it with a friend who might need an encouragement right now, especially in terms of, expressing your emotions in a healthy way. And until next time, keep choosing life and God's word. And please, once again, don't suppress your emotions, because remember, you can express it in a healthy way, in God's way. And God is your refuge. And He is the safest place to bring your emotions in. So, thank you very much, friends. Keep walking in purpose, because you are made for it. God bless you.